Well, good morning. My name is Ted Clouser, host of Win the Minute, Win the Day, the show that focuses on bringing hope to the chaos. Today we have Rex Easter. It's the last episode of our summer series with PCA teammates, so honored to have him on the show. Rex is a native of Little Rock, Arkansas, where he graduated from Hall High School. He served in the United States Air Force, was honorably discharged following Desert Storm, and earned his degree from Ouachita Baptist University. Rex has been a lifelong member of St. James United Methodist Church, which is where he met his best friend and life partner, Michele, and married in 1994. They have three wonderful kids, Thomas, Megan, and Rex III. Rex enjoys all things outdoors, including participating in Boy Scouts, where he earned the rank of Eagle Scout from Troop 59. He enjoys spending time with family and friends on Lake Hamilton in Hot Springs and in the mountains surrounding Creede, Colorado. Rex joined the PCA family in March of 2004, and the rest, as they say, is history. Everyone needs a Rex Easter in their life. Dependable, intelligent, trustworthy, noble, discerning. These are just a few words to describe him. So, welcome to the show, Rex. It's an honor to have you.
Well, it's an honor to be on the show, and you're going to make me blush.
I'm trying. Well, let's just jump right in. What is your approach to personally waking up with a go win the day attitude?
To me, it's not just waking up with the go win the day attitude. It's a little bit more than that. As you mentioned, I do scouts. I love scouting. Cub Scouting motto is do your best. Scouting motto is be prepared. And so for me, it kind of really comes into the night before and feeling like you can have a good night's rest because you have done your best and you are prepared for the next day and you're ready to go win the day with a good night's sleep. So that's kind of my take on it. We had Debbie who said, know thyself. For me, a good night's rest is part of that and making sure that I'm ready to go.
So get your sleep.
Right. Get your sleep.
All right. Well, your journey at PCA is one from a newly created position back in 2004 of a small computer fix-it company, it was nearly 2 decades ago, to the COO of a multi-million-dollar technology firm. What advice would you have for somebody else that has a dream of a similar path?
Well, the funny thing is that, I didn't join PCA to be the COO. I joined PCA because I was, one, like a lot of people looking for employment, but was blessed when I found a good family environment and good people to work with and a great team to be a part of. And so my advice is find that type of niche. Find somewhere that you can do your best and be a part of something that's a team environment and just be a team player. And good things will happen. That's my recommendation is just do your best every day and be prepared and things will come your way. And sometimes be careful what you ask for, you just might get it. So
that's true.
Right.
Well, what's a story that you can share about personally winning the day?
Wow. I've shared a lot of stories with you over the years. In kind of getting ready, as Mom went home to be with the Lord in 2005, and we just recently lost Dad. And sometimes you gotta grieve. You gotta be still and listen and let the Lord kind of guide you in some of that to win the day. And so that was the first thing that came to my mind. But you got to keep going and do what He has planned for you. But along with that, some of those stories that we've talked about, some of my harrowing canoeing trips that
Right.
you've heard of,
Right.
and of course the sailing debacle. Yep. When I was in the Air Force, we were in the Gulf there just off of Key West, and a couple of buddies of mine took a 16-foot catamaran out. Now this didn't have a cabin or anything, just just a catamaran, and we're out having a great time in the waters there off of Key West, and all of a sudden one of our guy line breaks to our mast to hold up our sail. So we are just sitting there kind of floating along. Luckily, as the scout Be Prepared, we had some rope with us, and we managed to swim out and get the mast and kind of tie this rope up and get the mast up high enough so that we could hold it. We had to kind of ride it, the rope to sail in. And we managed to get to a little island there off the mainland just before the sunset. And you didn't want to be sailing with no lights or anything. So we ended up spending the night on an island in the middle with nothing going, and wrapped ourselves in the sail to stay warm that night. Got up the next morning and managed to limp on in. But you just take an obstacle and you find a way to work around it. So I mean, it's just a fun story to tell, and it's part of winning. We won the day because we got back safe and sound and had a wonderful trip and story to tell friends and kids, and it's a great scout story to tell about making sure that you are prepared. And being prepared doesn't mean having the kitchen sink in your backpack. It means being ready to face the obstacles that the world throws at you and keep going.
No doubt, no doubt. Well, what you may not have known is Tom Hanks did play Rex Easter. It was actually Spalding, not Wilson. True story, kind of. All right, so over the past 18 months, you've had to flex as you've led our organization through the COVID pandemic. What's that been like to you?
In a word, agonizing. We have, there's been so many different steps to take to prepare and make sure that you are protecting not only the employees and the customers, but the families and of the teammates and everything. And so it's kind of hard to be that guy that has to be in the middle and decide how stiff or how lenient that policy is going to be and what you're going to do. And now we're into the third or fourth iteration of numbers going back up, and now you've thrown in a different variable of vaccinated versus not vaccinated, and it gets interesting. It gets interesting trying to put that together, and you certainly want to take care of the team, and sometimes that's making everybody happy, and sometimes it's not. So you just got to do your best and move forward. So.
True. It's been time like no other, but you've done a great job.
But there's been some great things that have come out of it. I mean, the remote work that we've been doing, and we started doing these team huddles every morning that I just felt as a great way to touch base, and everybody kind of gets to kind of talk about their day and what's coming up and ask for help, and so we still have that synergy of a team even though we're working remote. And so there has been some good results coming out of it, even though it has been some struggles along with it. So
no doubt, I would agree with that in the sense of, I don't feel like at PCA we've lost the synergy. It's different, but with those huddles, it's allowed us to still stay connected. We still, and in some ways, we even got to get inside the lives and see family members and kids and.
Oh, with the Pecha Kucha.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true.
The little stories have been fun on Wednesdays. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, which of the great IT core values resonates with you the most?
Well, I hope everybody on here knows great IT is the core values for PCA. And it's an acronym, and it stands for the Golden Rule: relationships, excellence, accountability, teamwork, intelligence, and trust. And this was a tough question because obviously we picked all of those because they're attributes that we strive to live out daily. And I think trust, and if you line it up, it's the foundation. And trust really is the foundation, even of all of those that you build on. So if I had to pick one, I probably would have to pick trust, though the golden rule is really, a great one as well, and relationships and everything else that that goes with it. But if I had to pick one, it would have to be trust.
Good. I like that. I love how you said it's the foundation. If you stand them all up, didn't think about that.
Right.
I learned from Berenstain Bears when I can't remember, the baby bear broke the lamp and then was trying to lie about it. Mama bear said, "You can fix the lamp, but trust you can't put back together." So I love it. I love that it's a foundation.
Right.
Well, you've spent your entire life serving, and you truly have a servant's heart. I know that's never the reason for doing it, but do you have a story to share about a time that you once served?
Wow. I do serve. I find myself serving a lot, and it's hard. It's really hard to lead without serving. I mean, you have to. Servant leadership is there's a part of the Boy Scouts called the Order of the Arrow, and it's all about servant leadership. And so, I learned that there. I had a big family, and we had huge gatherings. Christmas Eve was always a big gathering with like 50 people, and my mom was a hostess. She loved putting stuff on and put Jennifer and I, my sister, to work early on, helping to serve the family. And so, I guess it started then. And there's stories about, church mission trips. We went to the Appalachian Service Project. We brought some of that back and changed it into or not changed it, but the Methodist Church took the Appalachian Project and built the Ozark Mission Project. So now it's even closer to home to do that. When Thomas was in youth group, we went on a mission trip to Mexico, to Reynosa, with the Scouts these days, with the Cub Scouts, and going up and putting on events and seeing the kids that could shoot BB guns and bows and arrows for the first time, and the smiles on their face. I mean, you just get so much from that. You get joy. And so, early in church, learned that, joy is Jesus, others, and then you. And so that's kind of where that servant stuff comes from. So
You're getting the insight into a servant's heart today, people. A good gift. Any questions out there, Shelby? Do we have anybody that's got any comments?
We've got some comments, no questions. We have a few good mornings from Heath, Sharon, Sam Harris.
All right.
And then Laura Clouser says, great story, and trust is the foundation is so true in all aspects of life.
Mm-hmm. So true. All right, so we know you've got a good night's sleep so you can prepare for the next day. But you've gone through the day, you've won the day. How do you personally unwind before you lay your head down?
Well, obviously, I've been able to watch a lot of your interviews and know that this question's coming up, and it's hard for me to say there's one specific thing. There's kind of a variety of things. Sometimes, depending on how busy the day is, I like to just kind of shut down, and I'll play a mindless game of solitaire for a while, just to kind of let stuff kind of roll off. But also sometimes it's just going home and watching either TV or movie with Michele and the kids, or maybe even going out to dinner and having a conversation about the family and something that's just completely away from work, because you gotta have that variety in life and do those things. And family, as you know, to me is very important. So that's my wind down. So with that is I've done my best. I've done what I need to do here. It's time to shift gears and do something a little bit different. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, if you checked out my post this morning, I did post a picture of Rex and I back to back, and I used a piece of scripture that talks about a friend that sticks closer to a brother. And I'm honored to be able to walk side by side with him in this journey. I'm thankful that he has my back. And as I said, everybody needs a Rex Easter in their life. So on that note, go win the day, every day.